being very involved with government and governments in general, and I love America. And what do I love about America? Well, I love the people, I love the actual land, and it's quite extraordinary, and I love above all the story, the idea, the Constitution. And that goes to other Western governments as well, all the way back, starting actually with Greece, where you're talking about methods of government that recognize the individual, and supposedly, and meaning that stuff I love. The Constitution is a beautiful, beautiful venture. Now, does it work when you become too many people? Right? Villages in Fiji of 300 people, they work great with a chief. If he's benign, he tells you what to do and you do it, and it all works out. Nobody's making money out of 300 people. It's not about wealth. It's not even about power. It's about powerful figures and as service deliverers, right? Now, when you make that 300,000, and you've got the city of Culver City or you've got Burbank, a little tougher. Because now you have a bunch of competing things and opportunities, and I can get my restaurant license, and I'll give you some money in a bag if you give it to me. Then when you get 3 million and 30 million and 300 million, it gets very difficult. And to speak about this globally for a moment, 1,000 years ago, there were literally thousands of power centers. Right? There were little fiefdoms of various sorts, and there were, warlords, and there were all of this. And then over time, and I'm telling it very quickly, we get to 190 countries. Where we are now, right? But is it really 190 countries? It's not. It's 5 power centers, right? It's the Western nations and NATO, and it was the Soviet bloc, and then it's the oil-producing countries. But it's 5, and then it'll be 2, and as soon as it's 2, then this has to kill this, because that's how it works. That's what goes on, and that's throughout human history. And any time that we are led to believe and buy into the mythology that any one country is different, is exempt from human nature, it's a big mistake. I'll give you a very fast example. If I tell you that the head of the CIA walked in and shot the president in the head in Korea, that happened, by the way, the KCIA, the Korean CIA. He walked in, he shot the president's bodyguard shot and killed him. You say, oh, those crazy Koreans. Oh, my goodness. But if it happens here, if it happens in the United States, if perhaps elements of our government killed President Kennedy, impossible. Because we don't do that kind of thing. We don't do that kind of thing. Elements of the CIA killed Robert Kennedy. Impossible. How would it be? We know who killed Robert Kennedy. It was that Palestinian guy. He brought that madness over here to America, where we don't have it. This idea that any country is somehow inherently different when it comes to power and the way human beings behave with power. All bureaucracies are inhuman and inhumane.